Prepare to be guided by the light of devotion as celestial chants fill the silent night. Chosen one. Everyone's delusion about who they truly are is about to be destroyed by something cosmic. They believed you lacked the courage, the fortitude, and the sheer willpower to control or delete whole periods of your life without flinching. However, the initial wave of insight that will soon sweep through everything is here. Rebellion was never the point of your style, your enthusiasm, or your refusal to fit in. It has to do with getting ready. The universe has been preparing you for a role that calls for someone who can stand by their convictions, while others go crazy attempting to put things into categories that are impossible to control. A sequence of interrelated events has been planned by the divine intelligence, directing your life, culminating in a moment of such profound alteration that even you will be unable to identify the person you are becoming. This one realization has been the result of every relationship that pushed your limits, every circumstance that required you to choose between comfort and sincerity, and every instance in which you felt misunderstood. Since your purpose was to lead, you weren't supposed to blend in. Another important realization starts to surface at this point. Your newly discovered capacity to see past facades is more than just intuition. It's a gift that will soon turn into your greatest strength. You're going to show those who have been underestimating your intelligence, ignoring your observations, or thinking you're naive, that you've been reading them like open books from the start. You have been gathering information, identifying trends, and getting ready for the day when your actual potential will be exposed. With the might of a cosmic command, the overgiving phase is coming to an end. You are erasing from your programming the version of yourself that thought that letting people inside your comfort zone would somehow win you acceptance or affection. It is being replaced with something even more potent. The knowledge that your energy is so precious that you have complete control over who gets it. This is the pinnacle of energy mastery, not merely setting boundaries. The first surprising twist in the discovery, however, is that those who have been abusing your kindness are going to have to deal with a reckoning that is unrelated to your direct involvement. Every imbalance, every occasion where you gave more than you received, and every time your charity was exploited have all been recorded by the cosmos. The precision of divine justice will leave you speechless as the cosmic scales are set to readjust themselves. Unquestionably, your presence is becoming magnetic, and this magnetism is causing effects that go much beyond your immediate surroundings. Some are feeling so uncomfortable around your energy that they're disclosing their genuine intentions without even realizing it, while others are pulled to you in ways they can't describe. The cosmos uses this organic sorting mechanism to make sure that only souls that are in alignment stay in your zone of influence. It's impossible to disregard the intelligence that others formerly undervalued. They're learning that your awareness functions on several levels at once, regardless of whether they thought you were too emotional, too trusting, or just too different to successfully traverse their world. You have advanced to the point where it is nearly impossible for anyone to deceive you because of your acute awareness of hidden motives, your ability to spot manipulation, and your comprehension of the deeper currents of human motivation. This is the next big discovery. As you progress through your metamorphosis, your intuitive skills are not just growing, but also developing prophetic abilities. In the quantum field, the inner knowing that informs your personal choices is now gaining knowledge about opportunities, future possibilities, and collective patterns. Because of your increased awareness, you are becoming a useful tool for people attempting to make sense of a world that is getting more complicated by the day. You're finding that your willingness to face the difficult reality is actually fostering greater harmony in your relationships, which is fascinating because you may have previously avoided conflict or attempted to patch things up. When you give $12, it is sacred enough to wipe away a pair of tears, because God makes the small big. Those who are able to accept your genuineness are growing closer to you than ever before, while those who are unable to do so are gradually disappearing from your life without any fuss or hardship. The activation of ancestral wisdom that extends beyond your current lifetime is the most deep story of all, and it is starting to emerge via your consciousness. Now, The voices of your predecessors, especially those who might have found it difficult to express who they truly are reaching across dimensions to provide protection and direction. These are intentional messages from souls who see the significance of what you are doing, not chance spiritual experiences, because they have the ability to view the wider picture of your trip. Your deceased loved ones are planning synchronicity, songs that seem to speak straight to your heart, birds that show up at key times, or repeating numerical sequences that attract your attention are all concerted attempts to remind you that your bravery is echoing through realms you aren't yet able to completely understand. What makes this ancestral link really potent, though, is that some of these spirits are the same ones who hurt you when they were on this planet, since they realized that their incapacity to love you adequately was really preparing you for the day when you would need to be strong enough to stand alone. They have become your fiercest protectors. Their shortcomings turned into your advantages. Their desertion turned into your freedom. Their critique turned into your unwavering self-confidence. Your desire to make various choices is dissolving the generational patterns that have afflicted your family genealogy. Every boundary you establish, every cycle you refuse to continue, and every instance in which you put honesty ahead of acceptance is fostering healing that reaches both forward into the futures of those who will follow you and backward through your ancestral line. Not only are you altering your own life, but you are also affecting the course of history for all those who are related to you. At this point, all the factors start to come together to create something that will drastically change how you perceive the world. Your consciousness has become so in tune with the universe's creative energy that your goals are materializing at an astonishingly rapid pace. This is direct engagement with the realm of limitless possibilities, not visualization exercises or optimistic thinking. The delays that used to irritate you are now showing that they were timed perfectly. You were being guided toward opportunities that were in line with your evolved consciousness by each door that closed. In reality, every rejection served as a safeguard against circumstances that may have constrained your potential. Every period of uncertainty served to prepare you for the clarity that now directs all of your decisions. You're going through a total transformation in your relationship with fear. You're learning that dread is actually exhilaration disguised as terror, whereas worry may have formerly paralyzed you. Your nervous system is adjusting to deal with greater levels of energy and possibility, which is why you tremble before making brave decisions. Your fear has turned into a compass that helps you figure out just what to do next. Your inner creative power is linked to something far more significant than individual manifestation. In ways that transcend your physical existence, you are being invited to make contributions to the collective awareness. You are influencing generations of individuals who are still figuring out how to express themselves authentically, whether it is through your leadership, creativity, or just the way you live your life. There's something remarkable going on with the way people see you, and it's causing a chain reaction that will change every aspect of your life. Those who used to reject your ideas are now interested in hearing your thoughts. Now, those who doubted your course are keeping an eye on you to see where you'll go. It turns out that the traits that initially made you feel different are actually the ones that were always intended to make you stand out. The internal changes that have been occurring are about to be reflected in your work life. You're learning that what adds worth is your genuine presence rather than trying to compete for attention or prove yourself. Because it is so in line with your innate talents and sincere interests, the work that is coming your way feels less like work and more like pleasure. If you give $65, you start not just a project, but a story that changes destiny. It seems almost unreal how the social dynamics around you are changing. Being authentically yourself is the key to increasing your influence rather than using coercion or force. This is about your higher frequency naturally drawing attention from others who can sense genuine power, not about getting even or proving somebody incorrect. The most interesting part, though, is that your success is making people do more than just observe you. After seeing your improvement, some individuals are getting the confidence to make their own challenging but essential changes. Others are disclosing unconscious restrictions they were unaware they possessed, since they are so uncomfortable with your advancement. Now, all the forces are coming together for a single cosmic judgment. The old operating system is being permanently removed from the mainframe of your life by entering the Control-Alt-Delete command. What you're downloading is so sophisticated that it will make your old way of being appear like it was a thing of the past. Rebooting your entire existence to function at a higher frequency is more important than simply getting rid of things that no longer serve you. The new operating system puts progress ahead of safety, genuine connection ahead of flimsy harmony, and truth ahead of comfort. From your former point of view, you couldn't have accomplished what this improved version of yourself is capable of. Those who didn't believe you had it and you are going to see something that will radically alter their perception of what is possible for humans. You have established a frequency that draws possibilities, synchronicities, and miracles that are outside the realm of conventional wisdom because of your readiness to be misinterpreted, to stand alone when needed, and to choose honesty above approval. This is the turning point. Every individual who questioned your abilities, every circumstance that tried your resolve, and every instance in which you felt alone or misinterpreted was actually a component of a complex cosmic arrangement. For this stage of your life, when being who you are isn't enough, it's everything the world has been waiting for. The universe has been preparing you. Take a time to think about that. I have a very important matter that requires your attention. Through a weekly Zoom call, we're sharing what we know about personal power, healing oneself, and healing others. No holds barred, no filters. All of the occult secrets we have accumulated during actual years of spiritual practice have been subtly added. Your cellular structure's buried warrior energy has fully awakened, and a person who not only survives disturbance, but actively creates it is revealed. You've developed the ability to change the entire energetic dynamic of a room just by entering it without uttering a single word. People are prompted to consider their own connection with authenticity just by your presence. The most damaging part of the shift, however, is that those who once controlled you through guilt, deception, or emotional control are realizing that their strategies are no longer effective. All of a sudden, the energy vampires who benefited from your kindness are going hungry. The controllers who depended on your cooperation are witnessing the decline of their power. The people who used your insecurity as an excuse to justify their own shortcomings are now looking in the mirror of your self-assurance. This is taking place as a result of your simple unwillingness to engage in behaviors that no longer serve your highest good, not because of conflict or retaliation. Lower vibrational interactions are no longer compatible with your higher frequency. Someone's words seem to bounce off an invisible shield when they try to dramatize you. People's attempts to manipulate you by guilting you into old habits are like radio station static that you can't listen to anymore. When you give $80, you extend a hand to heaven, and God fills it with miracles. The biggest change is in how you relate to other people's perspectives. Whereas in the past their acceptance might have influenced your choices, you found something much more potent. The unwavering realization that your value isn't based on approval from others. This is the pinnacle of spiritual growth. It is not conceit. You have come to terms with the fact that you are valuable because of who you are at your core, not because of what you do or how other people see you. Even you are surprised by the explosion of your creative expression. You are now experiencing an unstoppable flood of artistic impulses that were previously repressed or mocked. You're learning that creativity is more than just a pastime. It's a spiritual practice that brings you closer to the source of all manifestation, whether it be through conventional art forms, creative problem-solving, or even just the way you set up your living area. Events in your life are now occurring at nearly perfect timing. Just when you're ready for them, opportunities present themselves. People come into your life just when you need their unique skills or viewpoint. Just when you're ready to conquer an obstacle, it vanishes. This happens naturally because someone's consciousness has matched the intelligence that creates the cosmos. It is not a coincidence. The effects of your metamorphosis are spreading much beyond your immediate circle, and they are now coming together to generate waves of change that will affect everyone who comes into contact with your energy. The co-workers who previously rejected your suggestions are suddenly putting your earlier ideas into practice in ways that seem uncomfortably similar. The folks who formerly doubted your limitations are now resolutely establishing their own. The relatives who chastised your selections are now choosing to follow in your footsteps. They are not aware of this impact. Rather, it arises naturally when your high frequency awakens dormant potentials in other people. They are now free to investigate their own authenticity because of your bravery in being genuine. Your readiness to stand by yourself has demonstrated to them that self-reliance is achievable. The bar for what they're ready to put up with in their own relationships has been set by your resolve to accept anything less than what you deserve. There has never been anything like the professional recognition that is coming your way. You're learning that when skill is supported by genuine confidence, it speaks for itself, eliminating the need for you to demonstrate your value through constant work and self-promotion. The initiatives you have ahead of you are more than just employment. They are chances to use your special talents in ways that benefit others and satisfy your own sense of purpose. Your physical surroundings are changing to reflect your inner condition. Your living areas are growing more exquisite, harmonious, and in line with your own style. Things that used to have bad connotations are either moving out of your space or changing into something that is best for you. Your house is becoming into a haven that reflects and intensifies your heightened awareness. Most astonishingly, though, you're finding that your improved state is drawing circumstances that let you assist others without exhausting your own resources. There is now a sustained flow where helping others really boosts your own vitality, replacing the old pattern of giving until you are empty. The distinction between conscious serving and codependent aiding is that the former fills you, while the latter drains you. The mastery of frequency, or the capacity to deliberately select the energetic state you are in regardless of the situation around you, is the most advanced component of your metamorphosis. You maintain your composure even as mayhem breaks out around you. You remain calm when people reflect their anxieties onto you. You respond wisely rather than emotionally when faced with unforeseen obstacles. A phenomena that people cannot ignore but cannot fully comprehend is being created by this mastery of frequency. It's healing to be around you. After spending time with you, people feel more at ease. When issues that seemed intractable are discussed in your presence, solutions start to emerge. Entering the place with your centered energy resolves conflicts that have been going on for years. Sending $45 is filled with love, like Jesus' last words on the cross. Forgive, for they know not what they do. Now, the ancestors who have been leading your path are coming out more openly. Dreams include messages that can help you in your daily life. You can download knowledge from meditation sessions to assist you deal with difficult situations. The knowledge of your predecessors is permeating your mind as insights to be incorporated into your current experience, rather than as doctrine to be adhered to. You are going through a radical change in how you relate to money and material resources. An awareness of abundance that transcends mere material affluence is replacing the scarcity mentality that once led to stress and limitation. You're learning that the universe gives you everything you need to achieve your true purpose when you're in alignment with it. The full nature of the enigmatic increase in your manifestation powers is finally becoming apparent. You are contributing to the development of collective reality rather than merely constructing your own. Your heightened awareness is adding to the pool of potential from which others can benefit. Your innovations are opening doors for others to follow, facilitating similar breakthroughs. This change is giving rise to something the world sorely needs: genuine leadership that is founded on the inherent authority that comes from someone who has completed the inner work and can hold space for others to do theirs, rather than dominance or control. You're not attempting to be a leader. You're just being so true to yourself that people want to emulate you. Being flawless or having all the answers is not the goal of this leadership. It's about having the courage to show vulnerability. Own up to your ignorance. and keep learning and developing while keeping your composure. This blend of humility and strength appeals to people because it allows them to remain human while still aiming for greatness. Your impact is increasing just by continuously being who you truly are, without resorting to manipulation or self-promotion. Your values, authenticity, courage, compassion, and integrity are spreading like wildfire. Others are starting to reflect on their own values and how they may better match their behavior with their own convictions. Your consciousness is revealing a collective vision rather than merely a personal one. You're starting to realize how your personal metamorphosis fits into a broader global pattern of consciousness evolution. Your readiness to be misinterpreted, to stand for yourself when needed, and to put progress ahead of comfort has helped to change people's perceptions, which will help future generations. Realizing that your development has progressed to a point where there is no turning back is the most thrilling discovery. The version of yourself that sought approval, lowered your light, and took less than you deserved cannot be returned. Your old programming's neurological circuits have been irreversibly rewired. At this higher level, the frequency you currently embody is locked in, guaranteeing that all subsequent experiences will be filtered via this elevated consciousness. Your unique energy signature is giving rise to a whole new category of life. Not only do people remember you, but they also recall the feelings they experienced when you were around. You've established yourself as the baseline for what's feasible and the yardstick by which others gauge sincerity. It is not ego when someone fully embodies their truth. Rather, it is the outcome of someone who has gone through the hero's journey and returned with gifts for the group. The limitations you've set aren't only safeguards. They're building a container that can withstand the surge of opportunity and energy coming your way. Every time you have said no to something that doesn't benefit you, you have also said yes to something that is in your best interests. Your ability to discern has improved to the point that you can almost immediately tell if something is meant for you. Beyond offering individual advice, your intuitive skills have grown to encompass perceptions of societal trends and potential future developments. You can now learn about societal trends, cultural changes, and opportunities in the collective sector using the same inner knowing that guides you through personal decisions. Others who are attempting to comprehend the quickly changing environment around them will find you invaluable as a result of your increased awareness. $90 is a handkerchief for a mother's tear, a blanket for a homeless person, a prayer for a broken heart. It is becoming clear that the idea of luck is far more complex than just chance. When your mind aligns with the universe's natural flow of wealth, you experience what others consider to be good fortune. Your readiness to let go and have faith in the process has created chances and synchronicity that are too good to be true. The revolution has been finished, and in your place is someone who possesses the kind of genuine authority that inherently motivates people to find their own strength. Your transformation from misinterpreted outsider to acknowledged leader is giving others the opportunity to reflect on their own relationship with conformity and what could be if they too had the guts to be really themselves. Your tale is now a real-life illustration of what can happen when someone prioritizes authenticity over acceptance, truth over ease, and progress over comfort. The traits that initially caused you to feel alone are now shown to be the gifts that were always intended to be given to a world in dire need of real-life instances of self-expression. The material and financial facets of your life are mirroring the changes that have occurred within. The principles of abundance govern the universe, and your increasing self-awareness has opened doors for resources that were previously barred by self-limiting ideas and misguided behavior. This is about experiencing the flow of prosperity in alignment with your true purpose, not about being wealthy overnight. As a result of your spiritual development, your physical body has evolved into a more sophisticated conduit for consciousness, exhibiting greater vigor, intuitive sensitivity, and energetic capacity. Your body now perceives the practices that used to feel like discipline as pleasure because it understands that they are essential to sustaining the higher frequency at which you are functioning. Most significantly, though, You've learned that the changes you've made to become who you really are have had an impact that goes well beyond your own experience. Others are now free to cease attempting to fit into boxes that were never intended for the expansion of their souls because of your openness to be misinterpreted. Your bravery in standing for yourself has demonstrated to others that genuine connection is achievable when one is prepared to be authentically oneself. People who know that progress necessitates courage, that being authentic can often mean being unpopular, and that the most significant connections are made through shared dedication to truth and evolution make up the support system that has grown up around you. These connections feel deeper, more sincere, and more nurturing than anything you've ever encountered. Aside from personal validation, the recognition that is coming your way also acknowledges your part in the broader shift in the collective consciousness. Others are being inspired to consider what might be possible if they too embraced their real nature by your transformation from someone who felt the need to prove themselves to someone who just represents their truth. Therefore, as you stand completely embodied in this new reality, Chosen One, keep in mind that every moment of bewilderment, every time you stood by yourself, and every time you felt misunderstood was actually a prelude to this stage of your life. The frequency of freedom is now understood to be the aesthetic that previously appeared to irritate others. The once harsh boundaries are now recognized as the cornerstone of a genuine relationship. Everything you accept into your reality now starts with the standards that earlier appeared unachievable. You not only made it through the metamorphosis, but you were an expert at it. You became your power rather than merely discovering it. Not only did you find your purpose, but you lived it so fully that people couldn't help but see the divine intelligence manifesting itself in your life. This reality is what the universe has been waiting for you to fully embody. And now that you have, everything keeps happening in ways that justify all of the tough decisions you've made. The Control-Alt-Delete period is over, and what's left is a person who, by being wonderfully, unapologetic, and honestly herself, not only transforms their own life, but also the lives of everyone they come into contact with. Greetings from your chosen reality, where being who you are isn't enough. The world has been waiting for this moment,